In 2021, the Radicalisation Awareness Network is celebrating and commemorating its 10-year anniversary. RAN has become a world leader in preventing and countering violent extremism, an unrivaled network of networks. But a decade ago, the world was a very different place. In 2011, RAN is established by the European Commission in response to the growing threat of terrorism and violent extremism in Europe, to give first-line practitioners knowledge, skills and support, and also to support and endorse victims of terrorism. By 2012, practitioners are meeting regularly to discuss issues and exchange practices in 9 subject-driven working groups. These expert groups, at the very core of RAN, have supported practitioners to respond to constantly evolving threats ever since. In 2014, against the backdrop of emerging threats, with communities facing problems with radicalised youths and their families, and young men and women from Europe travelling to fight abroad, RAN holds a series of conferences on foreign terrorist fighters, and expands its working groups to include local, families and exit, making just some of RAN's thousands of connections and partnerships from over the last decade. Between 2015 and 2017, as a wave of terror attacks overruns Europe, and as latent violent right-wing extremism rises, RAN launches the Civil Society Empowerment Programme, providing support for civil society organisations all across Europe. Today, over 200 of the very best practices, projects and initiatives are showcased in the RAN collection. From 2017 to 2019, RAN produces a series of manuals on how to rehabilitate and reintegrate foreign terrorist fighters and their families back into society. RAN has produced dozens of in-depth handbooks and manuals like this, guiding practitioners on how to respond to emerging threats. 2018 sees the launch of the RAN Young platform, further expanding the network. Today, there are over 6,000 practitioners, and the number continues to grow. In 2019, RAN produces a fact book which provides practitioners with a better understanding of the rising threat of violent right-wing extremist groups, one of over 300 publications created to improve the knowledge of practitioners. In 2020, with the global COVID-19 pandemic and much of the threat and therefore PCVE work moving online, RAN adapts to deliver all of its activities online, continuing to innovate and find new ways to reach and engage its audiences. In 2021, RAN launches a new network in the Western Balkans and conducts a series of study visits to countries all around the world, giving even more opportunities for practitioners to tackle current challenges, such as reintegration after prison or the rise of conspiracy narratives. Today, the RAN network, divided into practitioners and policy support sections, is a beacon of activity in the field of PCVE, and a shining example of what can be achieved when you bring people together.